Hello everyone, this is HDSky here, back with some more Starcraft 2 action. This time it is going to be more DreamHack action that I've been casting. Down in the bottom left side, it is going to be Nani, also known as NaNiwa. That's probably how you know him, but sometimes he does use the ID Nani on ladder. And up in the top right side, it is going to be his opponent, the very charismatic Dimaga. Him and Carmack look almost identical. If you don't believe me, go Google Dimaga and Carmack, and they basically look like the same person. One time, White Raw even tricked me into thinking it was the same person, which, good on him, man. I am all for a good, legit trolling. So it is going to be a PvZ, trying to spice up the matchups here a little bit, as I did cast some Terran games recently, now to cast some Protoss and Zerg. Now, this series I'm really curious to see because NaNiwa is an exceptionally good player. He's the second most successful foreigner Protoss, which there are a lot of foreigner Protoss out there, especially on the American servers. There's just so many good Protoss, and for him to be the second most successful, that's awesome. However, it is arguable that he has been more successful in that his GSL success has been very strong, and not that far off history. I mean, it was pretty recent. He was getting highly ranked in the GSL. So doing that, winning a GSL gets you a lot of money, but those other placements do not really get you all that much. So even though he's had lots of success there, hasn't made as much money as EG's Huck. Although NaNiwa could easily pass him with one stellar performance at a big tournament, which I wouldn't be surprised to see at all. We do have a spawning pool going to be going down here for Dimaga right now. And one also interesting thing about NaNiwa is he has been since what is it, early 2010. He has been on 8 different teams. The different teams he's been on is MTW, Serious Gaming, MYM, Power Gaming, Team Empire, Dignitas, Complexity, and recently just quit Quantic Gaming, I do believe. So there's probably be an announcement about which team he's going to be joining next, which would be his 9th team in 2 years. So I thought that was definitely something quite interesting there. And I can't think of anything else interesting to talk about him. He was a Warcraft 3 player, so that's always a good thing. And so I'm kind of curious to see how he plays this one out. We do have the Forge going down. It looks like it was Gateway first before Forge, as he is feeling very confident here versus Dimaga, although he's going to have to be careful as there are 6 Zerglings on the way, which is 2 more than normal. However, Dimaga most likely is not going to be moving straight out with these lings, although no, maybe he will be. A lot of times you'll see them grab the towers, then scout around with the remainder lings, using 2 at the natural to defend from a probe, using 2 to try and hunt for that probe, and he decides to ignore the probe. Is this actually going to punish NaNiwa here? He may have to throw down some sort of pylon or a gateway. No, throws the cyber core down. He knows the timing well enough to realize that this is going to be absolutely safe, and I do believe it will be. I mean, it might take a little initial damage on the cyber core, but the cannon's going to finish. That's actually a dope timing for Protoss to learn, is that they can get by getting out this Zealot a lot easier, although needs to make sure not to lose the cyber core with a little bit of micro on the lings. Might be able to take it out. It is going to be tough, though. He decides, nope, not worth losing any Zerglings at all. However, he did do that initial damage there, so that's why it's important to make sure your defense is razor-thin timing there. If you're going to be cutting corners like this, I mean, he only had maybe 10 in-game seconds left before that cyber core would have gone down. The cannon does defend there. The Overlord does not get taken out. Overlord going, which means, why are you shooting at me, bro? All I'm doing is scouting out your natural. Even though I could be floating safely over here on the left side, I just kind of wanted to see what was going on. Back off, brah. Yes, that Overlord is a high schooler. Now, it does look like the third base is going to be going down here for Dimaga. Indeed, it is. For some reason, my mouse is being... Hang on. My mouse pad's a little bit cray-cray right now. All right. There we go. Okay, we're back. And we're back into the game. Wouldn't quite call it action just yet, as we don't see too much happening on the map. But we do see a probe guy moving out here, potentially for a proxy pylon. And the Zealot not really going to be effective. He is going to try and use the Stalker here, as he did end up losing that Zealot while my mouse was freaking out. Which one of you is the culprit? Which one of you killed the Zealot? It's you! There's a bounty on this Zergling's head now, as he is the one who ended up killing that Zealot. We are going to find out if this Stalker is able to do it. He will be able to put on a little bit of pressure here, and you got to remember that NaNiwa is going to know these builds well enough to know that Zergling speed's not actually a threat. Oh, he's attacking the Zealot killer right now, actually. Not sure if he's actually going to be able to kill it off or not. Turn on health bars just to witness this battle. But, no, he's still alive. The Zerglings are still going to chase him around. Now, NaNiwa could actually kill these lings off if he micros correctly. And is he going to kill it? Is he going to kill it? One shot away, down it goes. The death has been avenged. However, that Stalker is saying, I actually need to get out of here right now. We'll keep him selected in case he does decide to turn that around, try to engage the Ling. He does not. We'll will begin regenerating those shields. And right now, Dimaga making a lot of lings here. 22 Zerglings with speed. This is very uncommon, although he's realizing, oh, there's actually an attack happening right now. So he is going to use these lings for now against these Zealots, which is never a comfortable situation. However, he does have enough here to hold this off, it looks like. We'll focus down both pylons and try and go for the Zealots. The Zealots are tucked away nicely in a corner. That's a beautiful placement right there. This little rock right here actually working hugely in NaNiwa's favor. He's going to clean up a lot of these lings. Is he doing the damage he needs to, though? Not quite yet. Did not back the remainder of these Zealots into a nice spot. There he goes. He finally finds the spot right there. Once again, using that spot. That spot is pretty much hacked, keeping him relatively even on the units lost, although it shoots up there with those last couple of Zealot deaths. But either way, NaNiwa making that a lot less one-sided than it would have been based on how many Zerglings Dimaga actually made. And now he's going for a Baneling nest here. Is he going to go for a Baneling bust? I think he can hit this pylon with the Banelings. I think they can fit right through there, so he doesn't even have to go for the big buildings. And he does decide to go straight for the Cyber Core. There's only one cannon here. NaNiwa has been playing it very risky. He may not even need the Banelings here to bust this down. The Cyber Core is going to take quite some time to fall down. Down goes another pylon. NaNiwa is trying to calculate in his head which buildings does he need to replace. And there's the Zerglings there. Are pushed back, but the Baneling bust is about to begin. NaNiwa needs to drop another building right here if possible. I don't know if one can actually fit, though. It can, and that's going to make a too thick wall here. But I don't know if it's too thick for the Banelings to get through, but it is 2 layers. Here comes the Banelings right now. Force field, very nice, as Dimaga having some difficulty breaking this down. Does kill off one of the buildings, but there's a lot of sentries here. And apparently you can build buildings under force field, so he's going to be able to replace that wall. But the Forge could go down. Where's the force field? No, the +1 does not finish. Razor thin defense here so far. He needs another force field, but no energy at all is left on these units. Can Dimaga actually bust this? He is in the main, but he needs to keep his cool to try and hang on. However, there are no cannons here for defense, and Dimaga's controls looking pretty sharp right here as he is going to be able to surround all the Zealots. But no, the probes are pulled off the line, which means more probe deaths, but less drones for Dimaga. Can he set up the wall again? Yes, he can. The Banelings, oh god, thought for a second they could slip through there. That would have been terrifying. The Zealot is going to kill off that one. The pylons dropped once again. Where's the force field? Needs a force field. Force field, it does go down. A slight misclick, though. No, it wasn't a misclick. It's going to completely finish that wall in. And can NaNiwa continue to hang on here? Dimaga's pissed. He's making more and more units. He's got a lot of Zerglings here. He's got gas. No, he doesn't have that much gas, actually. But right now, NaNiwa does have gas. Going for a Warp Prism. He thinks his attack is over, but it is not quite done just yet. NaNiwa needs to make a lot of sentries. He is. That means a lot of force fields here to hold off this push. I don't think that Dimaga can actually break this right now. He went kind of for an all-in attack. Now he's going to try and recover here. He's only got 44 drones, though. Not sure if that's going to be effective. A lot of warp gates are now done, which means he can warp in Stalkers to deal with those Banelings quite easily. Is Dimaga going to make a lot of Banelings or start droning up very heavily? Right now, he decides to drone on the back of this. And NaNiwa, since he did take a risk in going for that Colossus tech, it might be for the Warp Prism speed, but either way, he took a risk getting this out, is going to be able to put on some pressure, force NaNiwa basically to where he can get out of his base, as Dimaga will be forced back into his own base. And Dimaga here, you can see feeling a little bit uneasy, even though he's at a worker disadvantage. He's got to throw up Spine Crawlers here to defend. A couple of Zerglings over here on the right side. The Warp Prism almost spotted. I don't think it's going to get spotted just yet, though. Yes, it does. The Overlord there saying, NaNiwa, we know what you're up to. Dimaga indeed gets the message loud and clear. It's going to back out, but NaNiwa, you can see, is already preparing to move out of his main base. And with Colossus tech on the way, NaNiwa will have a huge tech advantage. He's working on Thermal Lance as well, chrono boosting out the Colossus itself, trying to get enough energy to chrono boost out basically anything in regards to that tech. The Observer going to be scouting through the main base, is going to be so happy to see that no lair is done yet. The reason is because with force fields and Colossus, it is very difficult for Zerglings to do anything effective. Although Dimaga is saying, I'm just going to keep doing it. I feel like we're watching a PvZ where Mass Zergling can be very effective versus Terran. Versus Protoss, though, you're really going to need the Banelings. That's why you're going to see 12 Banelings morphing in right here, right now, to try and deal with that army. But it's going to be tough for the Colossus. You can get through there, right, Colossus? Okay, there he is. He's able to fit on through there. And the map vision of Dimaga is really good. But he is going to lose a lot of these Overlords if he doesn't get them to safety right now. So NaNiwa with these Colossus and Thermal Lance may move out with just the 2 Colossus, knowing that there's not going to be a Spire done in time. And I think Dimaga realizes just how much trouble he's actually in. Is only mining, is he actually only mining up 1 gas? He does have a second one there and a third one, so he's got 1 gas at each base going. but this timing push from NaNiwa, he held off that crazy timing from Dimaga, and now all of a sudden NaNiwa's army size is going to be massive. 73 to 81, and yes, Dimaga has a slight army advantage, but it is all Zerglings, 113. He may just be relying on a ridiculous counterattack, but I have a feeling NaNiwa is going to block it off. He does. Down goes a cannon for defense here. NaNiwa knows the only way he can lose is that Zergling counterattack, unless NaNiwa can get the most 6 surround ever and somehow avoid the force fields. I don't know how he can do it, though. The Zerglings are indeed going to be going for that counterattack. Hundreds of Lings going to be on the field here. 120 with 28 more on the way. NaNiwa, though, he's got to go for it, and Zerglings will just melt away versus this army, even though they have the +1/+1. Although, I don't know, this is a lot of Zerglings trying to bust down the front wall. The cannon's going to be finishing just in time, but he warps in more units here to hold off and to be part of the wall. Even a nice force field there. Somehow that Zealot going to be slicing away. Another gateway could go down. I think that it will, but at the same time, NaNiwa's army is just way too massive. The only way he's going to do any substantial damage is lots of Banelings hitting every single unit here. The Zerglings have been cleaned out. I think NaNiwa has actually managed to hold off this timing, is now pushing out, is going to be able to end this game. The Zergling count is just going to plummet here. Nice force fields there, going to force them into a bundle. NaNiwa knows everything on the field is basically a Zergling at this point, or a Baneling. He is killing off quite a few Banelings here. He is going to get us around here from the backside. The Banelings are ready to go, but the force fields are thrown down. And no, he can't fit through there. He's going to try and do it anyway. Oh no, NaNiwa's force fields. There we go. Quietly trapping the remainder of those units. Almost messed that up, but NaNiwa says, my force fields are perfect, Husky. Ain't no thing. He's going to be able to clean up all those Banelings. Every single one dead. Well, I guess not every single one. Now every single one is dead. Only 2 Lings on the field. Even the Queen simultaneously committing suicide there, as they just could not take the heat. It is indeed getting too hot. NaNiwa is going to do it here in game number 1. There's GG. Lady Gaga once again leaves the game, and NaNiwa, some crazy defense. I kind of want to go back and rewatch that, because that was absolutely amazing how he was able to hold that off. And you got to remember that he actually ended up losing this timing attack, which put him way behind. So we pause right here. Looking at the units lost here, this is a devastating loss. And a lot of times, this is why you'll see Zerg players actually go for, he's gonna try and break it down right here. And then look at this, we're gonna watch it in slow motion, which just shows you how good a control NaNiwa has and how patient he is. Look at this, he's sitting here waiting to see if the Cyber Core drops. It does, and already has a pylon down. The cannon here remains, so he is able to hold off that first push. Now the push that would have killed most Protoss is the follow-up with these Banelings, which I think, does he go right away once they pop out? I don't remember. There's the pop out right there. The Banelings ready to go. More Banelings are on the way. And in slow motion, once again, the Forge taking some damage, but the force field right there saves the cannon. And more Banelings right here trying to take out the pylons. So right there, it took out 2 pylons and a cannon. This force field, the only thing keeping NaNiwa in the game right here, and drops another pylon down below, trying to finish this wall in. The force field's going to buy him a little bit of time. The Banelings really want to slip in there, and they do, but look at that, another literally last second force field. That gateway, or the building there, excuse me, goes down. And then right here, this is still where some players would have lost, because this Baneling's exploding, got to be killing off some of these sentries. And another one gets in there, kills them off. Sentries very susceptible to Banelings. And then Warps and Zealots, a really good position here to actually hold the line for a little bit. He doesn't have the +1 attack, which would have helped him out a great deal. And then even at this point, having to pull probes, this is never a good sign for Protoss. Having to pull probes, they're trying to use this money that he has stockpiled because he's lost so many production facilities. Also trying to wall in right now, and the probes actually are the ones who cleaned this up. The Zealot not even helping out. At this point, he did end up losing 7 probes, with more Banelings rolling in, but the wall and somehow gets set up once again. The Banelings unable to do damage, but then they're going to go ahead and find the pylon. They take out the pylon. The Zergling's able to run back inside, but guess what? NaNiwa last second force field, and down it goes, knowing that this building was going to die. Manages to hold on for now, and then I forget exactly what happens after that, but he is able to hold on. Drops the 2 pylons perfectly right here, just re-establishing that wall over and over again. Now the sentries here able to tickle these Zerglings to death, and then after this point, there was really no backup plan for Dimaga, because he wasn't able to do the damage he needed to. We even saw a War Prism being created. So NaNiwa staying level-headed, able to hold on in this first game versus a crazy timing from Dimaga. which I thought was quite awesome. Protoss, definitely pay attention here. This is sometimes what it takes versus a Zerg all in. So anyways, let's go on to the next game. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.